Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Murdoch DeFi YouTube channel. And guess what? We have a bunch of stuff to talk about again today. Go figure, right? It's like every week things are getting worse and worse, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Before I jump into the meat and potatoes of the actual video, if you remember from the video I put out, the most recent video, I believe it was sometime last week, I did a giveaway. And what we're going to do, I did a giveaway for this video here. If you commented your wallet address on here, you got entered into a chance to win $50 in BUSD. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do first. And the same thing is going to hold true for this video. So if you're watching this now, feel free to go ahead and drop a comment, like the video, and make sure you include your MetaMask wallet in the comment section of this video, and then you're going to be entered in for another $50 drawing. But let's go ahead and grab the link from this video. We're going to use this handy dandy comment generator. We're going to filter duplicates, and I'm going to see, I've never tried this, but let's see if I can pull people that have their wallets. 4 plus 3 is 7, and we'll go ahead and get comments. And let's go ahead and pick a winner. All right, so Cosmic Gate, you are the winner of $50 in BUSD. I'm going to go ahead and get that sent over to you right now. But while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and start talking about StableFund. So, to my knowledge, they still have not yet updated everybody on the specific parameters of V2. They keep putting it off. I think the most recent thing I seen for Michael was that it was going to be by the end of this week that they would be releasing some of that info. I believe he said not this last weekend, but the weekend before that, he was meeting with his traders or his team to figure out the specific parameters regarding a V2, and to only, not be or not release that information yet. And also, I don't know if they've paused the refunds or what's exactly going on with that. I haven't been up to date too much, but I know that there hasn't been any information regarding V2 yet, other than the fact that he said that it would come by the end of this week. And for that reason, I have gone ahead and decided to go ahead and just process my refund. I'm tired of waiting, and I've thought about this for quite some time now. And for me, just looking back at the track record, and this is kind of what made my final decision come to fruition and just go ahead and accept the refund. Because the reality is that when they first put out Stable 1, I think that, all those contracts, for whatever reason, either the Polygon looping issue, where you had to refund people, or the contract balance going to zero, every project that team has put out has inevitably failed, right? So if you think about Stable 1, I think they had 4 versions of their contract that all, went to zero. And you would think that they had learned about this looping issue so early on for it to still be an issue for them when they, had the issue with StableFund. So I mean, my thing is, I just don't really feel like the developers really know what's going on, and that's my opinion. And that's what, like I said, ultimately led me to my decision to go ahead and process the refund rather than getting into V2. And sure, I could miss out on a bunch of stuff, but I think it's highly likely that they're not going to keep V2 closed off to people that only come in from StableFund, like meaning they're not going to have any new investors into a V2. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't align with anything that Michael or the team has ever done in the past. So if they do open a V2 and I decide to make an entry, it's going to be drastically less of an investment position for me. It's probably going to more so be just, so that I can make content on it. But that is what I went ahead and done. So that's where we're at with Stable Fund. Now moving on to Horde. So some very unsettling things happened this morning with Horde, and this is something that I called weeks ago when I was bringing to attention the importance of monitoring the essentially the liquidity manager BUSD balance. Let me go ahead and pull up the Dune dashboard real quick. But before I forget, let me go ahead and send this guy his 50 BUSD real quick. So that way everybody knows that it happened. Let me go ahead and approve the transaction. Cool. All right, that is done. So moving on to the Dune dashboard for Horde, right? If we look here at the liquidity manager balance in BUSD, like it's just falling off a cliff at this point. It's wild. You know, just today, right? Today is the 7th, right? Just today, 275,000. Yesterday, 211,000. Day before that, 145,000. They did have a day. Let me see if whoops. That's the outflow. So we want to look at the daily net. I mean, it's still these numbers are still crazy, right? But they did have a day where they went ahead and injected almost $500,000 into liquidity manager. And I thought that that was good because they understood the optics and how people perceive this when they're looking at the amount of money that is in the actual LM balance, right? Now, I was vocal in the Horde Discord community about this. They held an AMA and they said, "Oh well, people are so focused on this, but really it doesn't matter," and blah blah blah. But I mean, I was just holding my position, and this is where I get the title of this video is "I told you so." Like, and in hindsight, I wish I would have acted a lot sooner, and I didn't. So I look like an idiot also because I didn't follow my own advice. But that's sometimes the case. And you can either laugh at me or whatever you want to do, but here we are. So let's pull up the most recent update from early this morning. I took a little screenshot up here from the announcement channel of the Horde Discord. So we have Will over on the Horde team announcing that they have a temporary sell limit, right? So we have introduced a temporary single sell each 24 hours at a max of 1 Horde token per wallet. Fucking ridiculous. Excuse my language. This will be active until a community poll, which will run for 7 days, is complete. It is only fair that you all have your say with the future of the DAS part of our ecosystem, or DeFi as a service, or these essentially plots or nodes portion of the protocol. These decisions will have minimal effect on LMS, zombie NFTs, trading bots, vaults, the DEX, and all other things that we have planned but have not been revealed yet. It says the liquidity manager reached an all-time high of 390%, its original value, with fluctuations since inception. However, along with the community, we have now witnessed a 50% decrease or a 50% drawdown recently, and even though it is doing its job at keeping the price range, it means huge liquidity is leaving the ecosystem. So if there's liquidity leaving the ecosystem, well, let's just turn it into a honeypot, right? And not allow people to sell their tokens. Absolutely ridiculous. Because the reality is once they unpause this, if they do, right, everybody's just going to sell anyways. Like at this point, the sentiment for Horde is so trashed that I mean I'm not sure that it can recover from where it's at. And if it sounds like I'm upset, that's because I am. And I'm sure that a lot of people are too. So in order for us to achieve the goals and timeline needed to create more revenue, we must be wiser than ever with our next decision. The infection and mutation process was meant to do exactly this, but unfortunately, selling behavior has drastically changed drastically, which is something we expected slightly, but this is now at an extreme rate. Introducing this temporary limit is restricting whales, draining liquidity, and it's literally restricting everybody. Yet it allows the smaller investors to get the same daily reward, but they don't talk about the fact that I know I can't be the only one that hasn't mutated yet. right? There's still has to be a bunch of people that haven't mutated and have just been accumulating, and now we're stuck, right? And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I wish I would have heeded my own advice and just bit the bullet, mutated, and then started to sell and started to take profits, which I did kind of. I did have a bunch of Horde tokens saved up prior to the mutation. I was just waiting for the price to get over 100. So I was able to sell quite a bit of tokens and take some of that initial principal deposit out of Horde and kind of get into a place where I'm ROI'd. I'm still not completely there. I think that if I were to be able to go ahead and claim these and sell these, I would be right there at like in a positive ROI. So it's not horrible, but still. Let's see, giving us all this time to reflect and make the best decisions. In the next 48 hours, we will reveal a plan we have been working on, which is a combination of ideas from the team and the community that we have talked about leading up to this event. We'll be inviting some selected community members into an open discussion, horrible idea, to talk about the upcoming vote. We have always been a community-driven project. That's not that I don't agree with that. You can't call yourself a community-driven project when you implement these insane limitations within the protocol without telling anybody about it in advance. Now, and I do understand that telling somebody about this in advance would cause like a mass panic sell-off, but still, what do you think? People are just people are gonna accumulate tokens. Even these whales are gonna accumulate tokens, and they're gonna want to sell at some point. So you're just delaying the inevitable, which seems silly to me. And again, their goal is to probably get to a point where some of these plots are starting to decay, and then that helps or takes some sell pressure off the Horde token. I imagine that would be the case, because I imagine that not too many people are compounding their tokens back into plots right now. So we'll be inviting, okay, we have always been a community-driven project. So this will be a great way to hear your feedback and take on the opinion. Note the DApp will be updated as fast as possible with the temporary changes. In the meantime, it will have a max limit and will fail any more attempts at selling past your limit. So that limit, again, is 1 token per 24 hours. And they've also conveniently implemented a transfer tax of 50% to avoid any exploits to this sell limit. So not only that, but they haven't implemented the limit orders yet, or the limit sells or limit buys. Well, I don't think it'd be limit buys, but they haven't implemented limit sells. So now, you're essentially like everybody is trying to sell right now. So I'm highly doubtful that, like, let's just see this. Let me pull up the price chart real quick. So I'll let this load up. But as you can see here, everybody's selling. Everybody is selling, right? So it's like now you can only sell 1 token a day, and you're going to for sure be hit with 20% sell tax. So, yeah, I wish I would have taken my own advice and went ahead and tried to take as much profits as possible from the protocol. I did get greedy and wanted to not go the route of having to mutate my plots and reduce the amount I was earning. So that's where that is at with Horde. Okay, moving on. I know this is getting long, so I'm going to try to cover this stuff as fast as possible. Drip, horrible. $3.39. There was supposed to be this huge thing in Animal Farm that we were waiting for. The reason that they delayed to add significant amounts of buy pressure to the drip token, that's not the case. So for me, all I'm doing is taking my profits. I'm claiming every couple of days. I'm going here and claiming and selling. That's just what I'm doing. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not telling you that's what you should do, but that's what I'm doing. Animal Farm. I did have a bunch of dog tokens that migrated over. I had about 212 of them. And since you can't really sell dogs, right, because of this crazy night, I think it's like 90% tax. I went ahead and let me go ahead and connect my wallet here. All I've gone ahead and done is staked my dogs in this auto compounding pool to help get some of these tax reductions involved. And then when I get to a point, I'll probably go ahead and sell some of my dogs, depending on where the price of dogs goes. But as the taxes reduce on the dog token, the price of dogs is gonna for sure dump. Like there's no question. Uh, and there's like another thing about the animal farm. It's like you're very hard pressed to talk to anybody, especially like if you talk to any of the big drip influencers or anything like that that actually knows what the heck is going on with the project. Like if we just look at, I mean, back when original dog token contract was still live, I went ahead and jumped into the piggy bank. But I couldn't even tell you what a truffle is. What is a piglet? You know what I mean? Like I know I locked this for the max amount of time or for a year, I believe, just because, just on a whim, to hope and think that this could potentially turn into something. And that's essentially what I'm doing with my tokens in the dog pound too. I might just leave these here and whatever happens. About $10,000 worth of dog tokens right now. But who knows what's going to happen? I just wish that they made this more easy to understand, like everything that's going on within the animal farm, whether it's dog pound, whether it's piggy bank, all the farms. Like that's one thing that I think Optimus does really well is it brings to the table is like everything is super freaking easy, man. You just hold these tokens, and I think that that's the way that DeFi is going in the future, because getting people into DeFi that don't already know anything about DeFi and then getting them into a protocol like this is so overwhelming. And it's a big barrier to entry, in my opinion. That being said, that's my opinions and my views on Drip and the animal farm. Moving over to Prosperity Gem mining. This I put in, well, let's see, I put in $4,000 a little while ago. I have almost $700 available to withdraw. I'm just letting this accumulate. Thank you for the people that joined under my referral link. I'm gonna go ahead and send some of these people. I like this because I can send these people some USDT to kind of thank them for using my referral link. So if that is one of you, one of the 9 people that used it, then I appreciate it. However, this is something super risky. I don't recommend that you jump into this protocol. Just like I don't recommend you jump into this protocol, Automated BUSD Capital. I'm not going to leave the referral link to this one because this one is like super sketchy. Like when they first launched, they just essentially copied this. They just copied what Crypto Gem Trading was doing. So this is super sketchy. I only put $1,000 in here. For me, that's not a big amount of money. This is super risk capital anyways. So I put these money in here fully intended to not ever get it back. And fully intending or understanding that this protocol could not be around tomorrow. And I understand that, right? And I think that's important for you guys. If you're watching this, if you see one of these protocols that I'm talking about here on my channel, then do your own research, right? Because at the end of the day, you are the one solely responsible for investing into any protocol, right? And if you don't understand the inner workings or what's going on or the inherent risk involved with certain stuff or certain red flags to look out for, then that's your responsibility. You should never watch a YouTube video and just simply go invest in it and put your hard-earned money into it and expect to be rich, right? I know going into this, like literally everything that I jump into, I know going into, I just assume the worst is going to happen, because chances are, with the way that things have been going lately in DeFi and crypto, that's the most likely end scenario, right? And I think that's important to understand that. And again, just like with stable fund, I've had a lot of people, reach out to me and just voice their concern, their worries about stable fund, man, like just being pissed off about the whole thing. But the reality of the situation is that 1.5% a day, we knew was risky. We knew that there's red flags with the team. We have Michael or Ray. The whole name thing is kind of sketchy, right? That's a red flag. But at the end of the day, like we are the ones solely responsible for pressing that invest button or that deposit button. And we're also the ones that are responsible for not taking out profits or just trying to compound your way to financial freedom and then when the time comes and things go south, like it's very easy to sure blame the team for doing so and so. Same with Horde, right? Like it's very easy to it's very easy to blame the Horde team for implementing these things without asking the community and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, like I knew very well going into it, I was even talking about here on the channel, like that the health of the protocol is not good. And I chose not to follow my own advice, and I take full responsibility for that. And you can't be mad about that, right? Like you just can't. It is what it is at this point. Moving on to WarFi. This has been chilling. It's been doing okay. The kill token is still right in it, within its range, $450 in liquidity. At $1.07 right now, it's been in the range between $1.04 and $1.10, essentially since it's launched, right? So looks like their liquidity manager is doing well over there. And I went ahead and compounded some of my rewards. As you can see here, we have 44 of these kill tokens here. I got 23 in the balance. What I went ahead and did is for the first time, I accumulated all my rewards and I went ahead and just purchased another tent. And it was the tier 1 tent, but I got lucky and got one of these guys. So he's earning 1.4% daily, as opposed to just the 1%. So pretty cool. Other than that, that's what's going on here. This guy obviously kills it, and he earns what 1.4% on, I forget the actual price of this guy. I think it was 400 kill tokens, so like $400. So he's cruising, and yeah, I think it's still early for this protocol, but as always, it's all risky, right? Don't put your money in shit that you're not willing to lose. Trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to cover. I know this video is already 22 minutes long, but just a quick reminder to go ahead and make sure to leave a comment on this video, like the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And then again, if you leave your OX wallet in the comment that you post on this video, you're going to be entered into the next giveaway for $50 in BUSD. So definitely make sure you do that. Take a second, and who knows, you can win. As you can see, you had a 1 in 100 chance to win this. Oh no, 1 in 65 chance to win $50. So odds are not bad. They're a lot better than the $1.9 billion lottery or whatever that's going on right now. So obviously $50, $1.9 billion is a big difference, but nonetheless, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you want me to check out a specific protocol, let me know, like I said, in the comments below. Don't forget to include your OX wallet or MetaMask wallet, and I will catch you on the next one.